No one is hated more than he who speaks the truth. This is from a pretty smart young man called Plato. You may have heard of him. And Russell Brand is now embodying the proof of this quote. He's getting cancelled or attempted cancelled, and it's not the first of the ilk. I think they tried to get him a year ago for being a conspiracy theorist. And here's the thing, the mainstream media, which is not really mainstream anymore because their numbers have plummeted, have a long history of trying to attack their competition in general. They went after Joe Rogan when, they got saying the N-word, as people like to colloquially call it. And they tried to get him for using ivermectin, which was not so recommended by their corporate overlords, and they failed miserably. In fact, they probably hurt their cause even further, proving that they were just lying and clipping things out of context, whatever else they do. There's so many other examples of this happening, and as a smaller channel, it's not my hugest prerogative to speak for the larger people. I just want to throw my name in the hat and just say that all of these allegations about Russell Brand are obviously bananas. He's not a liar. He's not a creep. He's not the kind of person that's going to get Me Too'd. He was overly transparent. And yeah, the attacks that have gone on about him, they even said they wanted to cancel his community festival, which I went to. I'm one of those stinky hippies. Actually, I went glamping in his community festival, so I wasn't like the stinkiest hippie there. But I was one of those stinky hippies that got muddy and watched him and the Iceman, Wim Hof, and all of these other things, dance and go crazy. I went to the kirtans and all of the things that I just love doing. I went to that festival, and if they try and cancel that, that's one step too far. Cancel the man, but god damn it, let me be a stinky hippie once a year. And yeah, it's just absolutely bananas. I am a little bit surprised that this hasn't happened sooner. I think that there's so much happening in the corporate landscape and media that they're a little bit spread thin at the moment. Their budgets are probably being dismantled, but it is a little bit wild that Russell Brand hasn't been the target of attack sooner, because he's been speaking truth to power for so long, so it was just a matter of time. I just want to say, please stay sharp, stay skeptical. Don't just take my word for it. Look into something and really look at the history of what we're talking about. Has this person been known to lie before? Well, in Russell's case, no. He's got no history of lying. He's really open when he's making a mistake. He's really open when he's changed his mind. And he's got receipts to prove everything that he says. Or he's a fallible human being. I'm sure not everything, but he does his goddamn best. And just from like a spiritual perspective, when I look at him, I see a really good man. I see somebody that's really dedicated towards service, towards goodness, towards really just doing as much good in the world as he can. Loka samasta suki no bhavantu, if you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. And then we look at things like the BBC, and I feel like if you don't know by now, my words aren't going to change your mind, but these corporate media, it feels like at the moment they're just a little bit of slime that we have to scrape off the bottom of our barefoot shoes. And it's just such a nuisance that somebody who's genuinely dedicated towards changing the world for good has to go through all of this nonsense. It's almost like a rite of passage at this point to go through if you're really stepping up into fighting what Andrew Tate calls the Matrix. But I won't wish that guy as much as maybe a lot of you might. But that kind of like really big conglomerate glob of centralized corporations and groups and societies and secret societies or whatever the fuck you think is running the world these days. Yeah, you gotta get attacked by them, and I hope that you can see through all of this nonsense. I hope that you can see through the landscape of what's going on and really see truth in the shrubbery of bullshittery. Anyway, peace, beautiful humans. Peace. Peace twice, that was weird.